This is huge news for the Oklahoma City Thunder as awards are starting to come out for players and coaches and organizations right before the NBA playoffs start. And the Oklahoma City Thunder just had their first award recipient and head coach Mark Daigneault. But before we get into all this here on Thunder Digest, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As you can see here, 90.8% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel that are watching these videos. If you love the content, find yourself keep on coming back and everything, go ahead and drop subscribe there and everything. It's quick, it's free, it's easy to do in this time period here that I've talked about it. If you haven't already, do it. You have had plenty of time now. Only got 9.2% of you guys that are subscribed watching these videos. Let's try to even out that number, go 50-50 on that. So now we can finally get into the video here, and it's kind of big news as awards are starting to come out, and Oklahoma City Thunder have quite a few people up for awards this year, such as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for MVP, Chet Holmgren in the Rookie of the Year race, Jalen Williams for Most Improved Player. We have quite a few people in there, but who we're talking about today is the head coach, Mark Daigneault, as he just was named the National Basketball Coaching Association's Coach of the Year. And this is huge because the Thunder have had a great year, and this is the first bit of recognition that they're getting now for award season here in head coach Mark Daigneault. And so it's big, it's huge, and yeah, it's one of those things that you don't really think about because it's the NBA, you know, you're blessed with talented players and everything. But in Oklahoma City's case, it takes a leader, someone at that head coaching position, to kind of help propel this team to what they can be and what they have been this season. And this season, they have been a dominant team. As you can see here, Oklahoma City Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault was voted as the Coach of the Year by the National Basketball Coaching Association. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reported on Monday. Daigneault helped the Thunder to a record of 57-25 during the 2023-2024 regular season, good enough for the number one seed in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City has increased its winning percentage in each of the past 3 years under the former assistant coach. And then you go into the next one here. Daigneault was hired as the head coach of the Thunder in 2020, although he's been part of the organization since 2014. And so, like I've mentioned, you know, he's a big part of this team and everything. As you can see here, he's been here for a while. He's been able to develop a Thunder team that's excelled on both ends of the court, owning the second best net rating in the association behind the 64-win Celtics. Oklahoma City has remained successful despite owning one of the league's youngest rosters, as all 5 of the team's top scorers are younger than 26 years old. So as you can see there, I mentioned to you in the beginning of the video before I showed you that article, to win at this level that the Thunder have been doing with such a young to keep in mind. It's impressive to be able to this kind of leader at the front and showcase and be like, I believe in you guys. I'm going to help you guys reach this level that I know you can be at and everything. And that's why he won the National Basketball Coaching Association Coach of the Year. And that's probably why he'll win, you know, the NBA Coach of the Year from the panel of voters and everything going on, is because of what he did with this team. This team was the 10th seed. We barely made the play-in last year. We didn't even make the playoffs. All right, we lost in the play-in game to, I believe, no, it wasn't the Lakers. I can't remember who made the 8th seed last year, but we ended up losing it. It was Minnesota. We lost to Minnesota in the final game in the play-in and everything. And so it wasn't a great year by us for any means, all right? It wasn't a great year. And to see what Coach did by taking this team to this next level, increased our wins by 17. Keep that in mind. We were 40-42 last year. We won 57 games this year. He increased our win totals by 17. That's impressive. Now, I know a lot of people want to talk about Chet Holmgren and everything. That's the reason we propelled so much. The addition of him, he brought 17 wins. But without Mark Daigneault coaching him in the offseason, during the regular season and everything, lifting him up, getting him to be the player that he is, we don't have Chet Holmgren being a Rookie of the Year candidate and being one of the better bigs in the league in his rookie year. Along with Jalen Williams taking this leap and everything, it takes someone that is so invested in his team and his players and knows so much about the game to kind of propel these guys to what they are. All right, that's what it takes, being honest. You know, everyone wants to say it's all about the players. It's all about the players. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you need a front man there to be able to bring this team together and everything, and that's exactly what he's done. And it's impressive. I keep on saying the same thing. It's impressive to see what he's done with this team. And you also see it here. You know, I talked about the victories and everything, and this talks about it greatly right here. He has increased his victories total in each season, including significantly in the past 3 seasons. 24-40 to 57. The Thunder and the Celtics, number one seed in the Eastern Conference, are the only two teams this season ranked in top 5 in both offensive and defensive efficiency, according to ESPN stats and information. So as you can see here, with that article, Mark Daigneault has been doing well. He's increased the win numbers for this team significantly each year he's been coaching. Now, you got to remember, he's had a player added in that team each year and everything, and some of that goes into drafting and everything. Sam Presti, who's done great job drafting and everything, is listening to Mark Daigneault and players who he wants and he thinks he can project this team and propel them to a team that he knows that they can be, and he knows that we can be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and that's what we are now. We're the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and it's all because of how Coach Mark Daigneault has been coaching this team. How he's been building this team, the minutes and everything. He's letting guys get time, such as Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, who were guys that we kind of didn't know if they were going to be as good as they were going to be for this bench for this Thunder team, but he cares so much about his players, and he knows what they can be day in and night out and everything. He knows the potential of everyone, and he does so well of doing that. I know, I saw it in a comment as well on one of the later videos and everything, how Coach Mark Daigneault, the reason he does so well in developing his players is because he's not afraid to send them down. And that's something I want to talk about real quick too, is he's not afraid to send guys down. He started off as a G League coach. That's what he started off for the Thunder in 2014. He was the G League coach. And he's not afraid to send guys down, such as Ousmane Dieng, Lindy Waters III, some of our other guys that have been sent down as well to help develop him. And that's what Ousmane's doing right now as well. He wouldn't develop into the player he is now and what he can be if we don't have Mark Daigneault as the head coach. I'm just going to go ahead and be honest with that. Some of our players, they don't develop into who they are if we don't have Coach Mark Daigneault. That's plain and true, all right? Jalen Williams doesn't take the leap to become a most improved player and be one of the most efficient players in the league without Coach Mark Daigneault working on his shot, working on his IQ. Same with Chet. Same with SGA. He wouldn't be an MVP candidate if Mark Daigneault didn't try to help him take his game to the next level. This bench wouldn't be as deep either if he didn't build this team with Sam Presti to be the team that it has to be. There's another one piece of information here right now. This shows how much he has faith and how much he truly cares about his players, is this comment he has on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander after the Mavericks game last night. There is not a night where I don't feel like we have the best player on the floor, Daigneault said post-game. We're top 5 defense, top 5 offense. He's a 2-win player that contributes to both of those things. These were his comments after the Thunder, led by Gilgeous-Alexander, crushed the Dallas Mavericks on Sunday to earn the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. All right, told that and everything. But that wasn't enough. This victory also made OKC, that's what I was supposed to say there, a little typo there by Bleacher Report, it's fine, the youngest team in NBA history to clinch a number 1 seed and also the youngest to win 57 games in a season. I think his consistency, his poise, his confidence has an unbelievable contagious effect, Daigneault continued. When you look at what he did this year, what seeds he planted in previous years, there's no one I'd rather have on our team than him. So he goes there and shows that he has faith in his players, that he truly does care about his players, and that's more than what some other coaches do. Some other coaches, they don't have relationships like that with their players. Some of them just go in, it's a business, all right? They coach them up, and then they're done. They don't talk about them off the court in interviews or anything. They talk about themselves and what the team does as a whole. He talks about individual player success and how much they have improved. All right, and that is huge for a player's confidence and faith in a coach and what the team is thinking and what they're doing. And that's why some players haven't questioned their minutes, such as Josh Giddey. When his minutes didn't get decreased and everything, Coach Mark Daigneault saw him. Hey, he's struggling a little bit. Let's give him some less time on the court and everything, kind of develop him off the court and everything, get him back to where we know he can be. And so, like I mentioned earlier, and the comment said and everything, he's not afraid to send guys to the G League. He's not, because he sees it as a development to get back into it. He doesn't see it as a demotion, as a lot of fans and players see it if you get sent down to the G League. It's purely for development. It's not a demotion, and he sees it that way and makes sure his players know that's the case as well. And that's why he won the National Basketball Coaching Association Coach of the Year award, is because all these other coaches realized that hey, I don't, like, a lot of other coaches saw it and it was like, hey, I don't know if I could have taken this young team to 57 wins and a number 1 seed in the Western Conference. People really do believe he was the only guy that could do that, and I still believe that. I don't think Doc Rivers can do that with this team. I don't think Greg Popovich can do that. Some of these older guys and everything that are legends, I don't think, Spoelstra can do that either. Only Mark Daigneault can do that because he's also young. He is also a young coach, and without him, I don't know if the Thunder succeed as much as they do. I think they can still get to 50 wins without him, but being the number one seed in the Western Conference and being one of the finals favorites, I don't know if this team does that with head coach Mark Daigneault. That's all I got for this video. Once again, if you stayed this long and you watched all this content, hit that subscribe button. Let's even out that number again, 50-50. All right, 9% of you guys are not subscribed. Hit it real quick. Reward yourself for watching this video all the way through. That's all I got. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening and watching. This is Thunder Digest.